Homily for the 32nd Sunday of the year A. Be prepared. Have oil in your lamps. Our readings for this Sunday are from Wisdom chapter 6, verse 12 to 16, 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 13 to 18, and the Gospel of St. Matthew chapter 25, verse 1 to 13. Our first reading sings the praise of wisdom. It says that wisdom can be found by all those who seek it. In the second reading, St. Paul consoles his converts at Thessalonica, who are worried about the fate of their loved ones who have died. He tells them that God will raise them up as surely as he raised up Jesus Christ. The gospel story is one which urges us to stay awake because we do not know the day or the hour of the Lord's coming. Now, what is wisdom? The main character in today's first reading is Lady Wisdom. The other character is the person who desires, loves, or values wisdom. Every one of us is supposed to be daily seeking wisdom. We are to be seeking her on our knees and as we read and meditate on the scriptures. Wisdom is readily found by those who look for her. In fact, wisdom is the one that looks for us. It is when we become aware of her presence that we have found her. When we say we have found her, it is not because wisdom was hiding, but because we were not aware of her presence. So, our journey through life should be one of growth in awareness. We need to grow in awareness of being in the presence of a great mystery, a divine presence. The dawn of this awareness signifies the finding of wisdom. Wisdom makes herself known. She graciously shows herself to those who desire her. She looks for those who are worthy of her. Wisdom is sitting at the gate of each person. But it is only those who love her, who desire her, and look for her that eventually find her. Those who want wisdom do go looking for her, and she wants to give herself readily to them. Those who receive her desire her even more. Biblical wisdom is not common sense. Biblical wisdom is much more than intelligence. It is superior to knowledge. Human intelligence is at the level of the mind, but biblical wisdom is at the level of the spirit. To be wise is not just to gather facts and data. It is not about the quantum of information one can boast of having. We can be well endowed with intelligence. We can be a storehouse of information. We may be able to skillfully process facts and analyze data and still be devoid of wisdom. Wisdom in Christian life is closely associated with prudence, meaning good sense, discretion, courteousness. It is closely associated with foresight, meaning insight, forethought, prescience. Wisdom is associated with watchfulness, meaning alertness, vigilance, caution. Wisdom is associated with attentiveness, meaning thoughtfulness, paying attention, being careful. Wisdom is associated with prayerfulness, meaning the habit of waiting on the Lord. Wisdom is associated with discernment, meaning right judgment and perspicacity. Wisdom is associated with reflection, meaning thoughtfulness, contemplation, consideration. If you lack knowledge, you need to go to school. But if you lack wisdom, you need to go on your knees. It is on your knees that you cultivate the above virtues. Wisdom is a gift of God. It is the highest virtue. It helps us understand God. It helps us understand ourselves and others, as well as the world. Many human beings do not have a clue about who they are. But how can we relate well with others when we do not know who we are? It is supposed to be out of our fullness that we share with others. But if we are empty, how do we share with others? Wisdom allows us to see things the way God sees them. It helps us to make the right choices and share in the thinking of God. Wisdom brings us closer to God. It makes us attentive to God and our neighbor. It keeps us awake for God and prepared for the day of reckoning. Wisdom is to be desired above all else. The book of Proverbs presents wisdom as the first thing to be desired by anyone. It says that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Proverbs 1:7. Solomon advises young people to first seek wisdom above all things, for wisdom is far more valuable than riches. Proverbs chapter 8 verse 11 and chapter 17 verse 35. Proverbs chapter 8 verse 11, verse 17 and verse 35. This kind of wisdom is not gotten in the library of any university. It is gotten on one's knees. The sincere desire for wisdom leads us to God's kingdom. See Wisdom chapter 6 verse 20. When, according to Thomas Aquinas, wisdom, according to Thomas Aquinas, is the habit of looking at everything in the light of our last end. It is beginning with the end in view and carrying on with the end in view and never being distracted from the focus on the end. Wisdom is the light to our path. With wisdom, we have an unfailing lamp for our steps. See Psalm 119 verse 105. But without wisdom, we are like travelers groping in the dark or sailors with no radar or compass. Through wisdom, God communicates to us the meaning of life and the grandeur of our destiny. Wisdom reveals to us that to be united with God is greater than any other good. It is a greater good than even life itself. When people are united with God and they think the thoughts of God, usually they live more peaceful and contented lives. A religious person is often a calm person. Great anxiety and agitation are not marks of religiosity, because if there is anything religion does, it is that it calms people down. A study of deeply religious people of diverse backgrounds from many centuries reveals a common denominator, which is calmness. A case in point is St. Augustine, the 4th century mystic, who searched and searched with restless heart until he found wisdom. Only then did he write these words: "The Lord has created us for himself, and our hearts are restless until they rest in him." The wise person is the one who evaluates everything in life, every option, every decision, every choice in the light of the ultimate purpose of our existence. The wise person will seek here on earth only those riches which death cannot snatch away, such as love, faith, hope, and a good relationship with God and neighbor. Sadly, many still fight and kill over things that fade away, things we know we will have no control over when we are dead. While foolish people get engrossed with the cares and worries of life and forget their ultimate purpose, wise persons deal with the affairs of their lives only as they relate to eternal life. Fools, on the other hand, can be compared to ambassadors who, while being ambassadors of their countries, begin to ask for citizenship in their countries of assignment. Be prepared. The gospel is a warning that there is a time when the door will be closed to those who are not prepared. It is a warning for us to make the kind of choices in life that will facilitate our admission into the kingdom. The parable is a call to abandon a life of carelessness and foolishness and presumption. We are called to be always conscious of our eternal purpose, to be vigilant, watchful, prayerful, attentive, and prudent. For the Master to meet us prepared, and for our lamp of faith to be kept burning, we must constantly fill the lamp with the oil of faithfulness and obedience, humility and sacrificial love, mercy and compassion, chastity and purity, prayer and meditation, devotion and thanksgiving, commitment to truth and justice, promotion of peace and non-violence, as well as care and concern for the poor. To live otherwise is to be like the foolish bridesmaids who were unprepared when the Master arrived. To escape the predicament of the foolish virgins, we must cultivate the habit of regular meditation, constantly asking ourselves such critical questions as, what have I done with my life in all the years I have lived? In what way is the world a better place because of how I have lived? In what ways are the lives of my acquaintances better or more meaningful because they have known me? How far have I come along the journey of becoming all that I am capable of being? If today I am summoned to the door of eternity, will the Lord recognize me as his disciple? Will he find me with my lamp lit and burning brightly? Wisdom is the way to the realization of our purpose in life, to seek and find God and enjoy his company here and in eternity. What wisdom does is to put us on the path that helps us to develop the disciplines of the faith so that we may realize God's purpose for us. God bless you.